Greetings and welcome back to yet another episode of the Binding of Isaac Repentance, and today we're gonna do another hard mode run. We're gonna have fun, we're gonna explore more facets of this game and see where this lands us. Now, as I scroll through this wheel and all the characters I have unlocked, you can pretty much see that I beat greedier on almost all characters, and that's basically all of my Repentance existence so far. So I think it's about damn time to start playing the hard mode and actually try to get something done and unlocked. Now, I picked Eve for the only reason because she's beguiling me. I've been trying to beat the game with her. I mean, I tried twice to be fair, but every single time I ended up with a really terrible run where I had basically no shot speed, no tears, and it was just kind of a miserable experience throughout. And I just want redemption. I want redemption. I want to prove myself and do something that matters to me, and that is beating the game with Evelyn. And now that I actually have the razor blade because of greed mode, I feel like I'll have a better chance doing that. I've been struggling with how to play her exactly because I feel like back in the day the meta was pretty much obvious. You just you had your razor blade, you had your red hearts. Of course, if she drops below one red heart, oh well, that was a shot and a half, wasn't it? If she dropped below one red heart, I think, or one red heart exactly, she turns into the Whore of Babylon and then increases her damage by a bunch, and that's pretty much what's gonna carry your run early on. And then back in the day with Afterbirth, what you did was you just traded all of your red hearts away and you were just permanently in that state, and there really was no counterplay, so to say. And I've tried to play her like that, and it's just not really let's say sustainable. Just because I haven't been able to find Spirit Hearts with as much of a consistency, I wasn't really able to make it work. So I do feel like I'll need to lean more into the second part of Evelyn, which is using red hearts to actually bolster her damage with the active item. So if you're not sure what was going on, I'm just... Okay, so Hell Down is actually a terrible pill here. And oh no, I feel like that's some comedic timing striking back at me, because I'm always talking about how good pills are. But I'll say, like, I'll be honest with you, having 1 or 2 red health is not that big of a difference, especially if you're playing as Evelyn. You're always going to be living on that edge. Now, the issue here is that I can't use the Razor Blade to activate, to get additional damage. Because what the Razor Blade does essentially is it takes one of your health away, so 1 red heart usually, and if it can't take away the red hearts, it's gonna take your Spirit Hearts or Black Hearts, and then it gives you some damage in return, which is usually a pretty good deal, if of course you can spare the red hearts. Now the problem is I can't spare the red hearts because I only have 1 of them, and you know, if I spent the 1 red heart I have, I would die. So that's something I'm trying to avoid. So, but I'm glad I did get a Tinted Rock with the Spirit Hearts, and that's just great. And like I said, that downgrade pill, Hell Downgrade pill, Hell Down pill, that's what it's called, Hell Downgrade. Why did I add the grade there? That was completely unnecessary. Hell Down pill, it might sound bad on paper because having 1 red health is half as much as having 2 red health, but I feel like it's not that big of a deal because I already want to be at 1 red health. Like, the only issue is that I probably won't be able to take devil deals now if I happen to stumble upon them. But considering that angel deals are completely valid, and I would say, oh, more pills. that's just great, huh? I really do feel like the game is trying to tease me a little bit here. Well, at least this batch of pills was a little bit better. I'm honestly bewildered. Like, the game is trying to, I feel like, prove a point. You know what? I will do this. I hate to do this, but I do think I need this extra protection, so I will buy it. Just like as I said, it's so hard to find Spirit Hearts in the wild now, and you can't really rely on it. So I do feel like I need to go out of my way to buy them whenever I can if I really want to increase my sustainability throughout the run. And like I said before, now that angel deals are actually completely valid and completely an approachable way to play the game, I do feel like there's less of a pressure on us to try to get those devil deals. And I do think that forcing devil deals now is just not a universally good play. I feel like sometimes, obviously, if you have everything to support it. Like if you have enough red hearts, if you have enough defensive items, if you know where your run is going, etc. And you kind of know how much health you need, then it's a good idea, because then you can kind of play around with your health. But just mindlessly taking devil deals, even if they're bad, that's something that's probably not gonna fly anymore. And I welcome the change, because you actually have to think about your choices now, right? I played a lot of Hades before Isaac came out, and if you're not familiar with Hades, I feel like Hades does this in a way better, because every single choice you have, every single item choice, you have boons there, but it's basically like items in Isaac, conceptually at least. So these guys are annoying. But it solves it because there you basically always have to make a choice. It's always a balance. So the game is balanced around the fact you're making that choice. But with Isaac, you basically just have to pick what you get, and of course that's a completely valid way to balance your game. But then you're gonna run into some problems if you're gonna do it like with devil deals, right? Because it's usually always good to have more items, even if the items do not really improve your run by a lot, even if they're just marginal. So then you run into the situation where people basically trade all of their health for it. It is what it is. But I'm glad to see it change, definitely. Okay, that was a little cough. I think my air is a little bit dry, cause okay. So are you gonna? You're being very naughty, you know that? I'm afraid. Look at him. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, so I have a little bit of a dry air in my room right now, and it's. I got a health upgrade. Not sure where that came from. And it's definitely doing a number on my. It's not doing a number on my throat, but you know when you try to inhale with dry air, it's just like I can't. It's hard. So yeah, pardon my little cough there. That was. I would say unprofessional, but this is not a professional setting, so. I always wondered when I'm watching news anchors, when they're delivering their lines in impeccable dialogue, they really usually do not make any mistakes. I mean, of course, sometimes it happens. We're all human, but when it happens, it's kind of a blooper reel. Having a news anchor make a mistake, make a very human mistake, because when you think about it, we make mistakes in speech all the time. I call things names they're not. You call someone at the wrong time, or it's just like there's so many ways to go wrong when trying to speak, and the fact that news anchors have it perfected to a level where, and this is pretty much universal, like no matter what language you're watching it in, they have it perfected to the point where they basically don't make any mistakes, and that is so impressive on so many levels. And I was always in awe of that, because it's like, wow, what kind of bootcamp did they put you through to be able to talk at such a proficient level? Because if you think about it, talking is one of the most basic human skills. And we're kind of, I wouldn't say bad at it, but for how important talking is in communication, we're kind of, I mean, I'll just say it, we're kind of bad at it. We're actually pretty much terrible at trying to convey our ideas and feelings to other people using only words. Like, surely there's a better way. I feel like feelings, emotions, that can work. Like if someone cries, you know they're sad, they don't have to tell you, hey, I'm sad. But that also has the potential to be exploited. And not just exploited, but oftentimes we don't even know how we're feeling. We just cry, and it's like, why am I crying? I'm sad. Why am I sad? Because, I don't know. This game made me emotional. It's like, why did that happen? Okay, so this is, for example, a devil deal that I won't take. Because I think it's... Wait, I can just leave. I don't have to fight that dude. I can just leave. That's great. I love it. Okay. So, I'll definitely do this here, because I don't want to deal with anything I don't have to, and I want damage. And especially now, because I have old bandage, I'm thinking maybe we try to get an Ivy bag. Get it going, get a lot of pennies. Maybe I can donate a lot, or just have a lot of money to spend. Either way, depending on how charitable I want to be in this run. But yeah, man, I think about expression a lot, right? It's I wouldn't say one of the cornerstones of humanity, but it's definitely important. And The fact we really kind of bad at it just it's kind of surprising, I guess. I watched Arrival at some point, and if you haven't seen it, I'll give you the non-spoiled version, at least for the point I'm trying to make. But basically, Arrival is about aliens, and that's not a spoiler. That's kind of the premise of the movie. So I hope, at least. I mean, it's been a while since I watched it. I'm pretty sure it's not like a huge spoiler. And kind of the whole thing is that there's a translator trying to translate what the aliens are speaking. And the surprising thing there is that aliens are able to convey a lot of things with basically just one circle of dialogue or text. It's kind of an incomprehensible language, and basically they can encode a lot of information in very little space and time. So it's just it's kind of magical in a way, because you're like, wow, this is a much better way of doing things. Well, is it? I think maybe that's like the question it's trying to ask you. Like, is it really better? Is it better? Maybe, you know, the messiness of trying to convey things is actually what makes humans human. And I would agree. Most of the time I would agree. But then, you know, that one time where someone really annoys you because they're not telling you how they feel, and it's a small miscommunication which could be solved in a minute easily if they were just straightforward. You know, in that case, I mind, because it's like, well, you know, you should have just told me. Let me give an example. Like, for example, you're going with someone to lunch, and for example, you're like, oh, I really like this Mexican place. I want to eat there all the time. And like, sure. And they go, and you go, but they don't really like it, and they don't tell you. But then every time you invite them, they're like, I don't know, I don't want to go, and then you end up feeling like, you know, maybe this person doesn't really like hanging out with me or whatever. Oops. It's karma. Why did I shoot as soon as I exited the room? That's not very good. Anyway, so you end up thinking maybe this person doesn't really like me, but in fact they don't like the Mexican place. I don't know. They think their fries are better or whatever. But they don't tell you because they're like, I don't want to like tell this person that I don't like their favorite food place. I'll just make excuses because it seems easier. It's like, you should just tell me. Like, this is a problem which could easily be resolved in a matter of seconds. And the thing, I mean, I'm sure there are some rabid people out there who really enjoy their Mexican food, and God help you if you try to insult their favorite Mexican place. I'm sure people like that exist. I'm not denying their existence, but I'm just saying, like, at a certain point, it's just food. And I know this is a very specific example, and I'm sure nothing similar happened to me. I just feel like it's something that could happen. And it's one of those things where it's like, well, maybe, you know, we aren't that good at communicating. Of course, when it comes to important things, oh, that's where humanity falls off the rocker. Like, we're just terrible at talking about anything that's actually, like, relevant to our lives. Like setting boundaries. It's like, you know, we're terrible at that. Telling people when we're like, hey, I don't feel comfortable by that. Oh yeah, that's just simply not happening in most cases. It's there's gonna be a million things that we're gonna do before we actually say it. We're gonna try to rationalize. We're gonna try to be like, oh, they're just that way. They don't understand. Or you'll try to explain it, and they'll be like, don't be such a baby. I'm like, okay. I understand these are maybe not universal experiences, but I would say they're pretty much universal. So if you look hard enough, I'm sure you can find an example of what I'm talking about in your life. And that's just what makes us human, I guess, right? The frustration that comes along with being an intelligent human, or just an intelligent being, I guess, in general. The guiles of living are not exclusive to only humans. Wait, let's do the smart thing first and get more bombs, and then we can get the spirit heart. How about that, huh? That sounds like a much better strategy. Now, I'm taking it easy with Eve. Just like as I said, I lost a run with her already. I lost 2 runs actually, and that just feels a little bit embarrassing. You know what? I will enter this on the basis that I can just do this. Oh, nice. See, that was worth it. And I'll have a red heart. Wow, that's great. So I'm just taking it a little bit easier because I do want to ensure my win in this run. just to be really pragmatic about how I approach it and do everything right. So we might miss boss rush, but you know, don't worry, we're gonna come back to this. I mean, I'm gonna come back to the character. I'm not sure if you're gonna exactly see it, because I'm still doing this slice of life kind of thing. But yeah, it's tight. It's tight. So I'm just thinking, what is better, Empress or Death? I feel like Empress is better for bosses, and Death is just better for some rooms. I'm gonna take Death. It's basically a one-room item. I mean, a one-room card either way, and that just feels like it would be a little bit more help, or at least it would fill the niche that I can't already fill with the Razor Blade. Fill. That's the one. Fill. Talking about feelings make me all confused and stuff. And then there's people who just don't like talking about feelings, like sad. They're like, I don't want to acknowledge I'm a human being. It's like, okay. Nothing wrong with that, of course, it's just confusing. It's like, don't you want to know why you're angry or why you're sad? Just like, if no other reason, so you can prevent it in the future? I feel like that's important, because like, I don't like feeling sad. It's like, what's making me feel sad? That's an important question to answer. Because if you know what's making you feel sad, you can avoid it. And then you can feel less sad and more happy. And that's just... like, making these videos makes me really happy, and if I was like, I'm crying while I'm doing them, I'd like, maybe don't make videos anymore. You know what I'm saying? I just realized that Heart Locket, that's one of the items which I probably grossly undervalued in my life. Because it was like, oh, it gives you red health? That's useless, I don't need this. But actually, it gives you red health every time you open something with a key. And that's, if you get it early on, that's a ton of health. And there's a ton of things you can do with it, like play the sacrifice rooms, play the arcades, donate money. Book of Revelations. Okay, see, now I would go for a devil deal with Book of Revelations. So if I just need to just commit to a sentence. So sometimes I trip over myself, and it's not because I'm not able to speak or I'm unable to form coherent sentences. It's more because I'm trying to say 4 things at once, and then what ends up going out of my mouth is a mangled mess of words or sounds, I guess. So what I was trying to say, let me try to do it again, but a little bit more properly and approachable. I will, if I do get the opportunity to get a devil deal, I will take it now, because I have Book of Revelations. And essentially that gives me a Spirit Heart and some defensive capabilities, which I think would suit a devil deal run, especially because I'm low on the offense. If I get an Angel deal, however, I'll stick with the Razor Blade. And immediately, see, I'm making this like decision in my head. And that's what makes, I feel, that's what makes this game fun to an extent. Having that, I mean, it doesn't make this game fun, because this game wasn't always like that, and it was fun, but it does add an extra layer of complexity, of having, of being able to kind of on the fly decide which item will better suit your needs, and that kind of changing power level. Is this good? Is the other thing good? I do have to say though, this run so far hasn't really been popping off. Maybe it's Curse of the Eve. Curse. I don't know if this curse exists, but I'm beginning to believe it does, because I haven't had a really... So the pills keep coming, and see, I'm almost inclined to use a Hell Down pill and take the Book of Revelations. Is that stupid? That maybe feels a little bit big-brained or smooth-brained, depending on how you approach it, but I do feel like there's something to that. Okay, I'll buy a random item. Let's go left, right, left, right, left, right. Okay. Member card. Okay. Now, this is a... You're telling me there's a dark market, a black market. I can buy more things. I do need a lot more money than what I have, and considering I'm probably gonna donate a lot of it, I'm not gonna have it, but that's really cool. I assume that unlocks the black market for every single floor, or every single shop, I guess. Because it's a membership card, right? If you're a member, then you're a member for more shops, not just one. I think that makes sense. We'll see. I guess we'll see. I don't have to guess. I don't know why I'm trying to rack my brain trying to figure out for how many shops this works when I can just go to the next shop and figure it out. But yeah, using the held down pill so I can constantly be in this state and take Book of Revelations for Spirit Hearts. I'm not sure if that's good. That might be a little bit too cute. Okay, so I'm stuck in a weird place here, and everything worked out just fine. Playing greedier mode is actually really good practice for dodging, I found out. Just because in greedier mode there's a lot of things on screen at the same time, and it really does enhance your sense. Like coming back to... So no Devil Deal, huh? Okay. Well, I decided against being cute, and I'll just stick with the Razor Blade and hopefully get some more HP. It might be the right call, it might be the wrong call. We'll see. But I'm sticking to it, damn it. And it's mostly, again, because I don't have a lot of damage, and I feel like Razor Blade is gonna be the only thing. Let's go left. Maybe let's go left, huh? And this is all 3 of my Eve runs, basically. I get like subpar items, and I have no way of increasing my damage. And for the first 3 or 4 floors, it's fine, because the natural damage of Eve is enough. But then past that, it's just kind of a miserable experience. And I'm not comfortable enough to use the Cube of Meat because I feel like the hitbox of it got reduced. So that hit me somehow, right? Another held down. I see the game is trying to coy me into using it, but I'm not falling for it. I'll keep it with me, just in case maybe I find another one or whatever. Wait, how would that help me? That wouldn't help. That wouldn't help me at all. I was thinking, well, if I have 2 held down pills, what happens when you only have 1 red heart? A held down pill turns into a held up pill. And then it's like, well, if I have 2 of them, I can use one to get to 1 health, and then I can use another one to get to 2 health. But that just literally means I'm at the same spot where I am now, so what's the point? So, again, another big brain play, which sounds cuter than it actually is. Okay, so this room is kind of annoying. I always find it a little bit annoying, especially with low damage, because it's really hard to dodge some of this if you're not able to kill them before they get to you. And I thought with the Razor Blade maybe I'll be able to do it, but I wasn't. So. Now the old bandage here I feel is really useful, because for a lot of times, I think it has a 50% drop chance, something like that. It will give me another red heart I can use in the next room. And because I have anemia and I have the bird and I have the just natural damage from the Razor Blade, it really does add a lot to my run. But it does look like it'll be a struggle. Monkey Spa? Decent. I feel like I'm gonna stick to the Locket. However, even some AoE would be nice, like just piercing shots, just give me that. Just to clear these rooms a little bit faster, because this is a miserable experience. Okay. I feel like their shots haven't gotten faster, which is unusual, because a lot of the other shots have gotten faster. Or maybe I just got used to the new speed. See these enemies? These enemies are so annoying. They're annoying just because they disappear for that fraction of a second, and if they're in your peripheral when you're fighting other enemies, they're gonna drop on top of your head and be annoying. Right there, 3 of them. I thought there were only 2. There's a variant where there's only 2. I think it might be a room, but I guess so. And I take a breather. I'm taking a lot of unnecessary damage. More pills. This is... you know what? I refuse. I refuse not because I think it's bad to have a higher shot speed. It's probably better, actually. Especially now. So, back in the day, shot speed actually increased or decreased your range. But now it doesn't. It just makes your bullets go faster, obviously. So they changed it, which is good. And I think it's better to have a higher shot speed because it's easier to hit enemies, I think. Or at least in theory, it feels like it would be easier because your bullets travel faster to the location you want them to travel to. I'm on the lookout for... Okay. I'm trying to focus, because this is... I feel like this is my chance to prove this game that I can win with Eve. And I'm not trying to let it slide. So commentary is suffering because of it, but if we win, I promise it's all gonna be worth it. I'm not sure that's the case I'm not sure that's the case, but that's what I keep telling myself, just to get through this run, through the night. You know what? I'll do this. I know it's desperate when you start using bombs, but I do feel like this room would turn into a tricky situation if I didn't resort to that. Black market, super nice. 420? No, we got nothing for that. I thought it was gonna be like a funny unlock, but I guess not. I was to the treasure room and it had mom's bra, right? So another useless item. No problem, no problem. That seems cute. I think we had it before. I don't know why I dropped the bomb there. That was with Eve, there's always the inclination to just press the spacebar, or just to get hit so you can activate that bird, and then at least something is gonna deal constant damage to this fella. There it is. Get him. See? Because like the dead bird does deal a lot of damage. It's gonna get through bosses relatively quickly, right? Especially with anemia, with this guy rolling around. You're just gonna pick up my blood, get hit by it. It's gonna be great. Like even a health upgrade, I wouldn't be opposed to it. Sounds crazy, but even having, I think, one more health is gonna make it that much more likely for old bandage to pay out with more red health. And then of course I can use it more often with my active item. Okay, so this is none of what I need. Is this Trisagion? Yeah! Okay, so this is a cool item. I'm not sure how good it is, but it's piercing. And that's kind of what I wanted. And hopefully we can get another item that's gonna synergize with it, at least to some degree. Okay, so I sense this room being a problem. Okay, I just pressed the spacebar item defensively. And another reason being that now your health can actually drop to 0. So even if you have only 1 red health, if you use your spacebar item, which deals 1 red health of damage... Walnut. Wait, isn't that if you take enough damage, there's a chance the trinket unlocks and you get... Okay, so I'm not sure if this thing is not dealing any damage or if I'm just kind of missing my shots. But yeah, hard not to crack Walnut, because if I use my active item enough, I can hopefully see what's inside and get something cool. I think it gives you like another trick. Okay, now we're talking. Wait a second, that's actually sick. You're telling me these two items have this amazing synergy? Because that's kind of amazing. There's a lot of tears. So, okay, now we can go back into banter territory. I didn't see you there. Okay, this runs over, I think. It feels... Maybe I'm being a bit premature, but it does feel like I just increased my damage by like 10 times. And that's a 6 synergy. Actually amazing. So okay, back into banter anecdote territory. I don't have to focus anymore. I actually, every single time I sit down to record an Isaac video, which is 4 times total this week, and I hopefully more times in the future, I make myself some nice caffeinated tea. Now I made usually red tea these days, just because I ran out of green tea. and I always forget about it and then drink it when it's over and cold. And this is kind of what's gonna happen again today, I think. The screen is a mess. I'm really sorry if I have any photosensitive issues. I mean, okay, so that was just terrible. We're at Mom. Okay, so we're not gonna go there. I maybe need a little bit of Monica by myself. No, I need Spirit Hearts. So every time I make tea and then I just don't drink it, which is messy. But then I don't really find the time for it. And then I'm like, maybe if you just let a cutscene roll, you'd find the time for it. And it's like, yeah. But then I forget to let the cutscenes roll. I mean the transitions. It's like, okay. Silly me. feel like there's gonna be some money here. I guessed wrong. I felt wrong. I didn't guess. I felt it. That's different, right? If you feel something and you guess it, make a prediction, I think that's fundamentally different. I feel like this is going to happen, or I bet this is going to happen, right? Because in one sense, if you feel something, you're more sure about it. I think that's how I see it, at least. Is this too philosophical? I see a tinted rock at top. Okay. I did mess the cycle there, but I got through it unscathed. Okay, so please stay away. Thanks. So my mission to get more spirit hearts was a resounding success. Oh wait, and there's a red heart there. I'll just pick it up. Oh. I just won't pick it up, I guess. I wanted to pick it up so I can use it against Mom. But I guess that's not happening, is it? So this energy is actually sick. This is something that's also the theme of Repentance. There's a lot of synergies out there, a lot of different item synergies, which just make the game better. I mean, not better, where you're a lot stronger and you wouldn't necessarily expect it. Because like, if you told me, hey, what's an item breaking synergy, like a game breaking synergy, I wouldn't be like Sagian and Cricket's head, Cricket's body, I guess. But here we are. This actually seems to be kind of broken. It's not broken in the sense that it's completely one run yet, especially because I feel like it lags the game a little bit. Oh wait, we can go to the 6th room. Maybe I can buy something here. Blood of the Martyr. Yeah. Into 6 cents cards. I'll buy one. Use it next floor. Nice, nice. Nice pleasure doing deals with you. So even though the shops are nerfed, considering that you can get a card which basically unlocks more shop space and gives you more opportunity to get new items and stuff, that seems like a nice way to balance it out. Obviously not every run. Okay, so you had to spawn right on top of me, didn't you? Huh? Okay. I kind of don't know where to stand because I feel wherever I stand, I'm in danger territory. Oh my god, I don't actually see anything. I feel like every time she screams Isaac, she's gonna stomp down, but I know that's not necessarily the tell. And it's especially problematic because I can't see the shadow due to the millions of graphical effects on screen. Yeah, I mean, completely my bad. The halo gives me everything I need, I think. I don't know what the item in the top left is, but let's just stick to the tried and true methods of the halo. See what happens. I now actually have 3 red hearts, which is what I wanted essentially. So I know exactly what I'm gonna do here. See, I missed a penny, but who cares? So that was my first anecdote, the tea anecdote. Now that I'm actually back to being focused on the game again. I don't know how I'm gonna get out of this mess, so I just press the spacebar. And this is another aspect of the Razor Blade which is useful. If you feel like you're gonna take guaranteed damage, instead of taking Spirit Heart damage, you can use it and only take Red Heart damage, which is usually a better deal because Red Hearts are more easily replaceable. But it is, I would say, an advanced tactic because you have to time it right. You kind of have to know when you're gonna get hit, which I feel like is a skill that's... What's the room? Look at the map layout. That's insane. There's a big room neighboring 2 other big rooms. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Wow. So, that's my first anecdotes. My second anecdote is about conspiracy theories. And I don't know what it is. I got vaccinated not too long ago. I was kind of afraid to do it. I mean, not because I think it would, like, mutate me or whatever. It was just like, oh, shit. I'm taking something and I'm gonna feel bad for a week. No, that's not what I would say is an exciting prospect. Like, you don't do this on a Friday night just because you wanna. But in the grand scheme of things, you know, it gives me, or supposedly gives me immunity. And it's gonna make me less likely to get sick and transmit the disease forward or whatever. And, you know, that's a good deal. But I have to say that the insanity surrounding the vaccinations, especially, I would say around the entire world, it's probably not unique to Slovenia, but in Slovenia especially, there were a few very contentious moments when it came to the vaccines, and people kind of lost their minds over it. I mean, I don't like calling it my favorite story, but it's, I would say, the best example of people's outrage and seeing just how far people go to trust an unverified source for the sake of outrage. And basically what happened was, when we started getting vaccinated, so here it was kind of a priority system. First, we vaccinated the most not liable, but the most diseased. I would say not the weakest. What's the right official term? Basically, the most susceptible. I think that's right. The most susceptible people to getting really sick from the disease. And then we started vaccinating people who work in with other people, so teachers and stuff like that, right? And because I'm a teacher, I got ahead of the general population a little bit. Not by much, but by enough that there were a lot of, I would say, unfounded fears for the vaccine. And basically what ended up happening is some schools got vaccinated first and some got vaccinated later. And there was one example where people got sick, and then the entire school was the entire day was cancelled because so many people had side effects. So that was kind of scary, but you know, it's kind of understandable if you're gonna vaccinate 70 people on the same day. Oh, donation machine. If you're gonna vaccinate the entire school on the same day, you can expect, I would say, 50% to have some form of side effects. They're not gonna be able to work the next day, right? So they just stayed at home, and class didn't take session that day. And I think that's just, honestly, considering how frequent side effects are, just give the day off to people and not have to worry about this dilemma, because the way we did it, it just caused kind of widespread panic, and a lot of people opted not to get vaccinated. Which, again, you know, like, if you want to get vaccinated or not, it's your personal choice. But in terms of trying to run a successful vaccination campaign from this side of the state, we're then trying to vaccinate as many people, at least it's in their best interest, so people can start working again and the economy can start going, etc. You know, it's kind of a huge fail on their part. And then what ended up happening, of course, with this mass panic, there's the anti-vaxxers came out and just the conspiracy nuts. And then there was an example where apparently 2 principals died after getting vaccinated. And we were all, what? Is this possible? And then I did a little bit more research, because like, this sounds kind of sus, right? Because it was basically just a Facebook post. And it wasn't even a Facebook post which linked to an article to give it like at least that tiny level of validity. It was basically just one of those colored text posts. You know, when people write something, but they don't want to just post it, and they write it on a colored background to make it pop out more, I guess. It was one of those, right? And it just said, well, 2 people died because of the vaccine. When is this gonna stop? And then it turned out that one person wasn't even vaccinated, and the other person was vaccinated like 3 months ago. So that was a mess. And basically, this is all just to say that man, fear is a powerful drug. People, when people are scared, they're gonna go to so many lengths to, like, at the end of the day, if you're scared of getting vaccinated, you don't have to find excuses. I mean, we live in a society where you can make that free choice, hopefully. Obviously, you have to understand that there are going to be some, I would say, implications for not getting vaccinated, and that it might make it harder to do some things. But in general, right, we're kind of aware of the risks and what you have to do, and the choice is yours, and that's it. You don't have to blame deaths of random people on the vaccine if you're not... You know, that's what's insane to me, because like, when you think about that person who died and their family, they're like, oh man, this was a tragic death. They're like, and then they become a propaganda post for a random person who just happened to find their name in the obituary. It's just like, what the hell are you doing? That's insane. Okay, so I really thought that the guy at the bottom was dead. That's why I didn't dodge. And of course, the plethora of tears made it so hard to see. Now, I'm not sure if we're making it out of this one, because I kind of expected this round to stop at Mom's heart. These pod guys are kind of cute. They pick up their pods and throw them at you. That's adorable. Okay, I'm really trying to see where the lasers are, but... Thank you for the heart. I'm just gonna... I really like how I said thank you for the card and just immediately threw it away. Okay, so, I can't do this now, so I can't throw it away. Okay, so this is gonna be a little bit of a mess. So just be patient. Be patient with me. Okay, so this guy protects everyone else in the room. So he's the first one who needs to go. Okay, he's gone. Now I can focus. Oh, there's another guy at the top, bottom. Okay, just you know, let's be casual. We don't have to overstay our welcome. I'm not sure how much damage I'm doing or how much health they have, but he feels really tanky. To be fair, I just don't do a lot of damage, so. If that's a full item reroll, I'm freaking taking it. Okay, so that was a mess. Okay, just be careful. Wow, the lasers are just too fast, and the Curse of Eve continues. I just cannot seem to get a grasp on Evelyn. Well, still, we had fun. It was a nice run. We got through Mom's Heart at least and unlocked some important stuff. So, with all that said, thank you all for watching. I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye!